Welcome to episode 42 of Blue-Lusional. We are
We're back.
back and we are officially one full year into this administration, which seems wild. It seems like we should be at year 4 already,
Mhm.
amount of shit. And initially, was hoping we wouldn't have too much to cover so we could kind of take a walk through this past year and talk about the worst of the worst that this administration was able to do. But we witnessed some unspeakable tragedies this week and just in the past 24 hours that need our focus. So maybe sometime in the future we can take a look back through the first year of this administration, but today is not going to be that day. Just know that it's bad and it's getting really, really bad as we're about to talk about.
Yeah, it's getting worse. Worser and worser.
Yesterday, we woke up to absolutely tragic news that another innocent human being was murdered in broad daylight by ICE and border agents in Minnesota. So this is now the second execution of innocent life in a month, just in Minnesota. But this, I believe, marks, to our knowledge, again, I'm emphasizing to our knowledge because there are going to be things that we learn after the fact that are probably going to make us sick. But to our knowledge, I believe this is seven to nine deaths at
9
the hand of ICE
that we know of.
that we know of. And so we've all seen what happened. There was a 37-year-old man who was on the ground in Minnesota, and he was trying to protect a woman who was getting shoved and maced by ICE agents who literally they shoved her into the snow and tried to mace her. So he went, quite literally, was recording, again, legally able to record. That's not up for discussion. You're legally able to record these agents. He's recording in one hand and trying to pick this woman up and shield her with his body from the mace. And then 6 agents grab him, throw him to the ground onto his knees, and start beating the shit out of him and pistol whipping him in the head. And while that's happening, he's trying to shield his head. So in all angles, his hands are either in front of him or covering his head. A agent in a gray sweatshirt comes in and disarms him. And I believe, this is not confirmed, but based on the footage I'm seeing, either the man in the gray jacket accidentally
Mhm.
shoots the man's gun, or he pulls out the gun and one of the agents sees it and starts shooting. But either way, the only shots that were fired were by agents. And once the first shot was fired, 9 more shots were fired directly into this man. His name is Alex Pretti, and he is an ICU nurse. He has a legal license to carry, he has a permit, and never once did he even reach for his weapon. No, because he was actually filming in one hand and trying to save a woman with the other. And then when he was taken to the ground, he was being beat in the head. And all of it was caught at multiple different angles. Every angle shows the same thing. It's the same thing as Renee Good. We got multiple angles of it, and all of it show that an innocent person was executed. Now, something was a little different in this case scenario because this happened and we were getting trickles of information after the fact. And what's different about this time is that, for one, they had a weapon. So we knew that Christy Nolan was going to use this weapon to build the narrative they were going to build. But they also then threw tear gas into the crowd of people trying to help, trying to get to this man and give him CPR, try to help him. And then they used that tear gas to then send those same agents to capture witnesses who were filming and detain them. So there was a lot of video angles that we thought we would never see because we thought those people were arrested and that their phones were probably smashed. That is where the difference is is that now, if you are just a witness to their crimes, you're getting arrested. So much so that there is one angle that everybody from the one angle, there was the main angle is somebody is inside what looks to be a restaurant or one of the
The donut shop.
a donut shop. He's filming from inside. That was the first angle we saw. And in that angle, we see a woman in like a pinkish red jacket who is like right there filming, right up front filming. And so we were like, we need that angle, whoever she is. And then it came out that they were arresting witnesses. And we were like, if they're arresting witnesses, been arrested. She's been arrested. And we're never going to see that angle. Well, no, she posted that angle. And then in a sworn affidavit, she said that she is terrified to go home because she thinks that ICE agents are going to go to her home and detain her, that they are going to figure out who she is and find her.
Mhm.
This is how bad it is. Every angle shows the same thing. But immediately, the Department of Homeland Security official Twitter put out a statement that Alex Pretti was an illegal alien who showed up with a gun drawn, wanting to commit a massacre of agents with a picture of the weapon, not even contained, just thrown on the front seat of a car.
That was from Reddit. That was a Reddit picture from over a year ago,
Yeah,
so it wasn't even the gun they took from him.
some people are speculating, yeah, that this is an old picture. This isn't even a new picture. And if it is a picture that they took, again, they just threw a weapon from a crime scene into the front of a car. They did not
That's
secure
not
the
an
scene.
investigation.
Yeah, but that was the narrative they painted, which they had to walk back because obviously Alex Pretti is not an illegal immigrant. He is an ICU nurse from here, and he did not even go to touch his weapon. So that just didn't work.
Straight white male.
Straight white male. And so everybody's coming in and they had to find another angle. So the other angle for MAGA was that, well, if you show up to a protest with a weapon, then you deserve whatever happens to you.
Hmm,
Which immediately made me go, huh,
hmm.
'cause that's not what you guys said in 2020 when Kyle Rittenhouse, a 17-year-old with no license to carry and too young to even have a weapon, showed up with a semi-assault rifle to terrorize and counter protest
Hmm.
the Black Lives Matter protest, which he used that semi-automatic to kill 2 people and seriously injure another. But he was a hero to you,
I believe in my Second Amendment, but not like that.
but not like that. But not like
No,
that.
he's doing it wrong.
Yeah, not like
No, Democrats aren't allowed to have guns.
and then you guys were like, "Well, Kyle Rittenhouse wasn't interfering with officers." Okay, if you wanna take that route, you guys also said that it was insane that Ashley Babbitt was shot, and she was very much interfering with officers. She literally tried to break into the chamber where our representatives were hiding out to kill them with a
I thought it was comply or die.
literally broke the window after being told multiple times to comply and stop. So if we're in a um and no, he didn't
Hmm.
interfere. We have so many angles of footage that he did not interfere with the officers. No. He went to actually take care of a woman who was being assaulted by officers. His hands were on her, trying to help her. So it's just not going to work. We all have eyeballs, and you tried to do this with Renee Good and tell us that we didn't see what we saw, and that's not going to work. So I don't know why you thought this would work this time.
Yeah, it's not going well.
It's not going well, and obviously it's not going well because it seems now that Christy Numb's being thrown under the bus, which is something that didn't happen with Renee. But it seems that officials at DHS are telling sources at Fox News that they are not happy that she came up with the worst story. She couldn't even come up with a good story because it's obviously very clear that he was a US citizen and that he was not trying to commit a massacre. Like that was such a stretch even to the officials at the Department of Homeland Security.
which is wild.
which is wild. And this obviously cascaded into Tim Walz activating the National Guard. And we want to make it clear what that means. So, when the National Guard is activated, it is not that they are sending the National Guard to scare ICE agents out of Minnesota. They are not going to go in and start blasting ICE agents. They are being brought in to protect federal government buildings. So there is a detention center that most of the protests have been happening outside of. They are going to go and they are going to be protecting the building instead of ICE agents. So it's to get ICE agents away, but also it's to relieve police officers so that the police officers can actually go out to protect Minnesotans. So in a way, yes, they are protecting Minnesotans, but I don't want you guys to think that because the National Guard's rolling in their tanks that they're going to go run over all the ICE agents. And
Yeah, it's not gonna be a civil
that's
war like that.
going to be. But I will say from some of the videos that I've seen and have been able to see, which we'll talk about later, it does seem like the National Guard showed up with donuts and hot coffee and hot chocolate to give protesters. So they are really trying to tell them that they're coming in peace. Please don't attack us.
They literally came with a peace offering.
They came with a peace offering, and we're like, "This is for you guys. Please don't."
That's so bad though, that, like, they know that they're already getting the bad rap because this fucker deployed them all over the place for no reason
Yeah.
before.
Mhm. So that is where things went. Obviously, there was already a general strike planned for Minnesota after what happened to Renee Good, and that was on Friday. So there was a general strike the day before this happened, and it was pretty much just in Minnesota, but a lot of people around the country took off in solidarity. It was one of the largest isolated general strikes in a state
Since the '40s, I believe.
since the 1940s. I mean, just the footage and it was good, it was big when you didn't see it, because when it's actually something that is record breaking, they don't want you to see it. They don't
No
see that shit.
mainstream news
No
coverage,
ma
not a lick.
We got a lot of footage from Joy Reid, from Don Lemon, from our independent media outlets, and then obviously the people who went, there were some content creators that went and were able to get
Mhm.
footage on the ground. But if you are able to go to these independent media outlets, please go look at videos because it's moving. It is insane the amount of people that participated.
Huge.
Companies shut down in solidarity, small businesses shut down, small businesses
Still paid their workers.
made food, paid their workers, made food, and brought food to the strike so that people could eat. Just a show of how great the state is. It's one of the best states. And that's why this is happening because this
Mhm.
administration hates that they're actually a really good state.
Mhm.
And so a lot of people are saying that they are going to carry out this strike. What happened on Saturday has a fire to continue this strike. So I do
Mhm.
believe and Mother Nature is making them strike too because there's a massive storm. So all of those together, keep an eye out because I think there's going to be more of a strike going into this week. And there are plenty of places you can go if you want to help donate to people are getting kits so that if something were to happen, they have medical kits available, water, masks, um, hot hands because it's freezing out there, just supplies for people who are protesting. Or I'm going to put a
Our friend Doc Lolo raised 3K.
Yep, I'm gonna put a link to that, down below, so if you wanna donate and help out people in Minnesota, that would be really great because they are outside. It is, like, below 0 there, and they're still outside
Every day.
every day, all day. And so, while this is happening, simultaneously, there is a looming government shutdown, and in order for the government not to shut down, they need to pass a funding bill. This is the same shit that happens every 3 months, guys, and we've said every 3 months is gonna keep happening because Republicans can't write a funding bill to save their fucking lives, and they keep running out of money, and so we keep ending up in this situation. And on I believe it was Thursday, the House passed the Republican written funding bill with there were 7 Democrats who voted yes, even though they didn't have to because, again, Republicans still have a majority in the House, so they didn't even have to vote yes, but they decided to vote yes. That's when you know how bad it is. But this funding bill should not have been passed because it continued that $10 million to ICE. So they get the $10 million last year from that big, beautiful disaster bill. They get 10 million. So this is to re-up that 10 million and give,
Was it million or billion?
or sorry, billion. Yes,
Yeah,
billion. 10 billion directly to ICE, and then a total of 18 billion just to like the Department of Homeland Security, which is like Border Patrol, federal
FEMA.
agents. That doesn't go directly to ICE, but is under that umbrella. Yeah, so they shouldn't be passing any funding bills that is basically giving the green light of what's happening to continue happening. Give them more money, reward them with more money. No. So everyone was up in arms that that passed in the House, and now it's at the Senate, so they have to vote in the Senate. But the problem is in the Senate, it's different. They actually need some Democrats to vote yes in order for it to be passed because they need 60 votes,
61.
61 votes, and there aren't 61 Republican senators. So they do need some Dems. There are like three Dems in the Senate that typically vote yes on bills written by Republicans because they're
Okay.
traitors. Yeah, uh, what's her name?
Gillibrand?
Yeah, there are
Chuck?
three of them that typically always do it, and they're all escaping my mind. But they have all come out and said they will not be voting for this funding bill after what happened on Saturday. And it sucks that another person had to be executed in broad daylight for Senate Dems to finally put their foot down. And when I say that, I'm still don't know if they're going to fold because we all know
Mhm.
how that worked last time. So I don't know if they're just talking out of their ass. And then when it actually comes down to it, they're going to vote for it. But as of right now, it's not going to pass based on what they have said that they're voting no on it. If it
We'll
does
see.
pass, just more of a reason to go to the polls and be informed
Get 'em out.
and vote out these people. So that's where we're at. So again, if they don't vote on this bill, the government will shut down on the 31st. So that's where we're at. Maine has had a lot of ICE activity, and now, of course, they're going to focus on blue states with a blue governor. They fucking hate that. So now they're trying to say that in Maine that they've arrested the worst of the worst. The worst of the worst are in Maine.
Maine.
So bad that they need an operation catch of the day because they think that's
White ass
funny.
Maine.
That they need to send more ICE agents and be even more strict in Maine because the worst of the worst are there. So obviously, Maine officials, the governor was like, if the worst of the worst are here, where are all your warrants? Show us the warrants, show us the paperwork, show us the proof that you've already arrested the worst of the worst. I haven't seen anything. Who have you arrested? Crickets, crickets. Hmm, hmm, okay.
Interesting.
Maine, you know what to do. Protect each other. That's gonna amp up. That's gonna amp up. They don't like pushback. So make sure you are building up your community, you are getting your supplies in order, you are ready for what's happening in Minnesota. I don't think it's gonna be on as a large a scale as Minnesota, but just make sure that you are protecting yourselves. You know your rights, you're protecting your communities, and you're building that up now because they're
Yeah.
not going to leave.
Sucks.
Mhm.
This sucks. Yeah, everything is bad. Came out that there was an internal memo for ICE back in May of 2025 saying that they do not need to have warrants to kick your door down. So, Fourth Amendment, they don't believe in that. Fourth, nah. Second, no way. And while we were on the topic of them, killing people, and these are only the numbers that we know of. There was a Cuban immigrant who was choked to death in a Texas facility. One of the detainees witnessed said choking out to death, and now the witness has been deported. They don't like witnesses. They don't like people seeing them murder people. It's a gang of fucking serial killers. Like, that's Just
Mhm.
what it is. They kidnapped a 5-year-old in Minnesota, held him hostage just so his dad could come out.
Mom.
Little or it was the mother, yeah,
Yeah.
could come
They
out.
actually detained the father and the brother.
Mhm.
They wanted the mom. So,
Worst of the worst, though.
literally held the five-year-old boy out like a little,
By his Spider-Man backpack.
"Go up and knock
By
on
his
the door and see if your mom answers."
with his little blue hat.
Funny.
They took a 2-year-old too in Minnesota.
Mhm.
2-year-old. They were immediately told by a federal judge, given orders to immediately return that 2-year-old home. Sent her straight to the Texas facility where they're keeping a lot of children.
Under the guise
There
that
was a
the parents are saying they wanna be with their kids. So if they're being sent to a detention center, they want their kids to go, and to that, I say, we all know that's bullshit, because
just nonsense.
if there was somebody that could take care of your child, you would want your child to not be in a detention center with you. We all know that none of them are saying, "We would like our child to come with us and be in the detention center with us," especially when they're coming forward saying, "No, we quite literally asked you to bring that child back immediately."
Don't care.
Mm-mm.
And there was one journalist, I forget his name. There was a video, shook me. He visited that detention center in Texas, and you hear it audibly. He's on the outside in the parking lot screaming, crying, "Help me, let me out."
Yeah, it's really hard to listen to.
That's the worst of the worst
Mhm.
that we're looking at. And I don't want to hear I didn't vote for this. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know it was going to be this bad. I regret it. Nah, nah, nah. You were told too many times. Nah,
Yeah.
you did. You asked for this. You asked for this. You just didn't think you would see it. You didn't think you would have to stomach it, or that we would play it in your face and be like, "See, that you had a hand in this. You asked for it. You didn't think they were going to be filming content. You didn't think they'd be recording it on,
Mhm.
on their own phones of them executing people."
Mhm. Yeah. And you know this one's different because even though we told you that they're trying to spin it, say he had a weapon, it's very silent. It's silent on our videos. Usually we've got the people in there just straight arguing with us. That didn't happen. I'm looking on
They can't
people like
defend it.
Aaron Parnas. I'm looking on Don Lemon. You know that MAGA's very mad at Don Lemon right now, so they're all up in his stuff. They're not saying anything.
Can't spin it. We saw it. We
And
saw.
this one, I mean, you can try, but you immediately get shut down with proof and evidence, which we know they don't like. So a lot of them are choosing to just stay silent, which is bad because they are still okay with it.
I just didn't think I'd have to watch it.
Mhm.
They're also sending out flyers to schools to be sent out to parents saying that they are offering food assistance. How does this go with worst of the worst? I mean, I know the answer because it was never about that.
They need to meet quotas, so they're gonna use bait like this.
You know where else they were doing that? They were doing that in Gaza too, actually. Yeah. They're trying to lure people out with food because they cut off their resources. Right, yeah, they cut off SNAP and other food assistance in Minnesota. Things that make you go, "Hmm."
Hmm. When history repeats itself. Exactly.
When it's going at the same time, simultaneously.
By history, we mean like 6 months ago history repeating itself.
Things that make you go, "Hmm."
Hmm.
Wake up, people. Wake up.
And
It's worse than you think.
speaking of that, one place that we were able to get all of this information as to what was happening in other countries was TikTok. And since around this time last year, we've known that the US is on borrowed time with TikTok. They do not want us to have TikTok because they don't want us to see what's happening in other countries, and they definitely don't want us to know what's happening in Gaza. So that was always in the blanket national security threat, and China stealing your data and all that shit is just a blanket to say we don't want you guys when the revolution happens, we don't want these other countries to push you guys to do the revolution. Okay? So they don't want other countries to see what's happening here, and they don't want us to see what's happening there. And so this whole year, we've been saying, everyone's been saying, he's gonna keep pushing it, but at some point, they're either gonna do away with this app or they're gonna buy it. Now, the thing is, they didn't buy the app, but they changed ownership when it comes to the US. It's all weird. I still don't fully understand it, like, to this day. Trust that the day that this was supposed to happen, we were like, what is actually happening? Because we were told back in December that TikTok was going to be under US ownership. So in our mind, we're going, did they buy TikTok from ByteDance? There's no way. And if that's the case, everyone's leaving that out because people in other countries don't want to have TikTok if it's US owned. That doesn't make any sense. Then there was nothing, crickets, as to when it was happening, how it was happening. All we knew was that the deal had to close by January. So we're all sitting here waiting. And in my mind, I'm thinking the same thing as last time, that on at midnight on January 22nd, we're going to get that little message on TikTok that says you are no longer allowed to be here, and it's gonna be lights out. And then they're gonna
Mhm.
build some US version of TikTok and create a new app, and people are gonna go there, and it's not gonna be us going there, but people are gonna go there and try to start over, and it's not gonna work. So on January 22nd, all of us were like, "We're still here. What is happening?" So then we were like, was this a lie? Did he lie to us and say that he bought
Again.
and he didn't actually buy it? Because, like, I wouldn't be shocked, obviously. So then we're all like, "What?" And then at the end of the day, on the 22nd, they were like, "Well, we've reached a deal." And what I'm reading in the one article that breaks it down is basically saying that ByteDance is still the owner,
Yep.
that there'll be a US algorithm and data portion, meaning it's gonna be the same app. It's not that we delete TikTok and get US TikTok. It will still be TikTok, but that if your phone and you are based in the US, that there's going to be some data collection and a
Yeah.
US algorithm, which again, I still don't understand.
From what I was trying to I think they're leasing the algorithm, basically, whatever the fuck that means.
But ByteDance still owns it, therefore it is
Mhm.
still their TikTok. So what really is going to change? I don't understand that. So then we were like, maybe not a lot will change, and Trump's just going to make it seem like that he saved TikTok again in this way. I don't know. Well, then that night, I log in on TikTok and get hit with the new community guidelines saying that if you're in the
T's and
US,
C's.
it's going to be algorithm, it's going to be data collection, and you agree to it. And then wouldn't you know that this morning we all wake up and TikTok's gone dark, pretty much. You can post, but your post isn't going out to
It's
the
not going anywhere.
it's not going anywhere. It's staying under review or saying it can't be processed. You can't see a lot of people can't see their followers. A lot of people can't open up comments or leave comments. People's lives. People can't go live. Some people can go live, but nobody's going into their lives. Some people can't even log in. It says no internet connection. It is a huge issue. And so there's been a lot of back and forth as to what it is. A lot of people are saying it's only the US and this is it, we're cooked. But I looked on Reddit and saw that a lot of people in other countries are saying they can't do it either. So then I went and looked at some creators that are not based in the US and they're not posting either. So I don't know what's going on. There has been no statement. It has been, I guess it happened at like 3 a.m.
Mhm.
Eastern Standard Time. And now we're recording. It's been like
Still dark.
18 hours. And there's no word from TikTok as to what happened, which is very weird. So I don't know what's happening. I don't. But we're telling you right now, if you think that you're going to just have TikTok forever, and you're not actively making sure you're following your people on other platforms, I don't know what else to tell you. This should be your warning to make
Mhm.
sure that you are following who you need to follow and you're following us on Instagram, you're subscribed on YouTube and on Substack, because if that just goes dark and you're like, "What was their username again? Where do I find"
Blue-Delusional? What was it?
It's a podcast. If I just search podcast, will they pop up?
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you're
So,
following your people. I don't know, but boy, was I up in the reels today.
oof.
Oof,
Oof. It's
oof.
tough on Instagram.
It's
It's
tough on there. Gotta do what we
it's
gotta do.
tough.
Can't get rid of us, bitch.
Boy. Well, I guess in kind of lighter earlier in the week, the World Economic Forum was in Switzerland and Trump went there. He went there.
Barely.
The world leaders were there. Grandpa was rambling. That nobody's upstairs. Nobody is home. It's just the monkey with the symbols. Just he said that, sometimes, they call me a dictator. Even sometimes you need a dictator. He's just saying it. He was just saying it. The most of the world leaders, they pretty much in every single speech a world leader made, Carney, they were like, yeah, fuck the United States.
Fuck that guy.
Like in the nicest way possible. They're like, yeah, they're not trustworthy. They're national security risk. There's absolutely no way in fuck we're trading with these people anymore. They're absolute lunatics. Look at who they've sent here. He can't even stand up straight. He has dementia. He's probably shitting himself right now. Yeah, cut him off. It's not happening anymore. He confused Iceland with Greenland. He called Iceland a big ball of ice. And then Carolyn Levitt said, no, he didn't confuse Iceland with Greenland. Like, it's embarrassing. It's
It's
embarrassing to
embarrassing.
live here.
It's
It's
really
embarrassing to live
embarrassing
here.
to live here.
It's embarrassing to live here. And before the economic forum even happened, this is one of the lighter things that happened. It's, it's, it's funny, but it's not funny. Where we were gonna take Greenland. Remember that?
Any way we had to, whether they
We were
let
gonna
us or
take
not.
Greenland. We were going to take Greenland, and then he went to go talk to a bunch of world leaders about just give me Greenland. Why aren't you guys? Why are you guys freaking out? Just give me Greenland. So everyone was like, "That's a bad idea." Republicans were like, "We don't. Why do you want Greenland?" Again, it was in Project 2025. Nobody read it.
It's right there.
They didn't read it.
You could
What?
control F and put in Greenland, and it would have brought you right there.
When Republicans tell you they didn't read it, they're not lying. I realize that they're not lying.
Because
They
in their
didn't read
minds,
it.
they're like, no, they're definitely. I don't need to search Greenland in here.
It said Greenland. Yeah. So he threw a tantrum. I'm pretty sure they play it like they what they do? They fucking humored him because he comes out of the economic forum, lie socialing. We have a deal in place for Greenland. We got a deal in place. We're gonna get it done. Art of the deal, baby. I know the way I know that. What do they have? A prime minister,
Well,
or is it of Denmark?
yeah, it's Denmark technically.
I know they wrote on a post-it, you can have Greenland.
Just get on the plane, please.
And he was like,
The way I know that he was supposed to get on the plane and he wouldn't because he was like, just give me Greenland and then I'll get on
just,
the plane. And they were like, you know what?
and they were like, all right, damn, here.
We can chat about it. And he was like, that's it. That's all I need. All right, let me get on the plane.
That's
I
it.
have Greenland now.
You can have Greenland. Signed the Archduke of Greenland. Look, everyone, we got Greenland. Great job.
They said, you can have Greenland. And then on the back of it that he didn't read, it says, over our dead bodies.
Psych.
Psych. Behind their backs, like.
This is a legally binding document. So yeah. He tacoed on Greenland. Look at that. Look at that. He tacoed again. Remember that? Tacoing? He did it. He said, you know what? I won't take Greenland by force now.
Only if they want it.
Oh.
Only if I can get consent. He goes, Less than 24 hours before that, he was like, "Any part of NATO that doesn't allow me to take Greenland, you're getting 5,000,000% tariffs. I swear to God." And then the EU was like, "Then our trade deal," and he was like, "Never mind. I love NATO."
I was really tired that day.
Guys, so much.
I was actually sundowning when I said that. He said, fuck you. He said, I want it by any means necessary. Tariffs. They said, fuck you.
That's Trump with Stephen Miller and Peter Thiel telling him what to say, that they put this man on a plane without them and send him to the country. And he's like, with the way he was with Mamdani, he's like, I love you guys. Meanwhile, Peter Thiel's back home like, what the fuck?
What's he doing? Is he shitting himself?
Is he trying to kiss them? Why is he hugging them?
Well,
so bad. It's just
also embarrassing for them when they tried to indict Don Lemon on the Ku Klux Klan Act. A judge absolutely refused to sign that complaint.
Just add it to
All right,
the
here's
graveyard of failed indictments.
here's the thing. I'm not worried about anyone getting indicted.
Yeah.
with
Wouldn't we
them.
either 0 for like 4 at this point?
When it comes to the law, they're not. That is why they're running around shooting people, because they can't get a fucking jury or a judge or anyone to take them seriously. Fucking clown show.
They're like, "Oh, this had to be signed by an actual prosecutor?" But I just had my friend do it.
Because we fired all the
'Cause
competent
filed all
people.
the yeah. So my friend did it. Is that okay? And they're like, "No, the whole thing's ruined now." And they're like,
Yeah, no, the CEO of Target signed this. This is good, right? My CEO friend did it.
I mean, I thought that was fine. I mean, I'm not gonna like
They're like,
throw this whole thing under water, right? And they're like, "No, this
they're like,
case is being thrown out." And they're like,
Pam, you have a license to be a lawyer. You know CEOs don't sign complaints.
"Yeah,
What are you doing?
just no."
He was a criminal. Yeah. So the other political prisoners, well, they did. So rewind back to last week, which feels like a fucking year ago. They had the protest at the church where they found out that one of the pastors was a high-ranking officer for ICE. It was led by Nikema Armstrong, Chantel Allen, and then Will Kelly, who's the woke farmer on TikTok. He was also there with them, with all the other activists, fucking flipping tables, Jesus style and shit, right?
Yeah.
So they all got arrested. Political theater, the DOJ was altering the photos of Nikema Armstrong's picture at when she was getting arrested to make it look like she was crying. So
For what? Doing the
probably
most.
another fucking reason. Just why are you doing that? Do you want her to go to jail because you just fucked her case?
He's sitting there like, it was that easy. I didn't even have to do anything.
She didn't even have to do anything. You know that whole thing with you can't try to sway court of public opinion before anything is even like signed. Yeah, that's a thing. Catch and release. It's political theater. It's something to get the base revved up.
You can't do the crime. You gotta do the time. And then they close it and then, all right.
All right.
SpongeBob.
Looks.
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
Do the crime.
Seconds later, all right, head on out.
Grand opening, grand closing.
They said, just give me that fingerprint and go.
All right, you're good.
Don't do it again, okay?
You're scared. You're scared of the white people.
Yeah, that was.
You shouldn't be interrupting a church service.
Let's talk about the WHO, the World Health Organization, that we were a part of for almost 80 years. We'd be coming up on an anniversary right now, except for the fact that we are no longer a part of it. Just
not good.
Yeeted us out of there on the 22nd, which is not a shock. Again, nothing that he does is a shock because this shit's all in Project 2025. And not only was it in Project 2025, he also did an executive order. I believe it was 14155. One of those executive orders that he did like right after he got sworn in, that basically said, we're going to leave the WHO in the next year. That's pretty much what the executive order said. And then, at the end of that year, we got pulled out. And so they're saying that the reason that they're pulling the US out of the World Health Organization is because they believe the World Health Organization is corrupt, which is very funny. That they mishandled COVID-19 and they
I'm just like
just hear me out on this. They failed to reform themselves and that, yeah, it's just all corrupt.
projection.
Compromised. So throughout this year, they have been pulling American staff. They have been pulling funding. So this really isn't a shock. But let's talk about what's going to happen. We need to prepare for what is about to happen.
Mhm.
When you're no longer in the World Health Organization, we're going to lose all the data that's being collected globally because, that's how it works. There's real time data on viruses, outbreaks, emerging threats from all around the world. And we're not going to get that. We're not privy to that information anymore. So that can really be an issue. Also, vaccine development is not just in the US. No. Yeah, you know that flu shot you get every year? In order to have that correct vaccination, because there are multiple strains of the flu, a lot of research inside the US and outside the US go into figuring out which strain is going to be the front runner for flu season so that they can create a vaccine so that you guys don't get the fucking flu. So yeah, that's going to be a no. A no-go. No. Also, epidemics don't care where you are,
Mhm.
planet Earth. We've seen that happen where some outbreak will happen in a different country and then you travel to said country, you get it, you travel back to the US. Now the US has it as well. We saw that with COVID-19. Um, so what the World Health Organization does is warn other countries when they see an outbreak happening or when they see the early onset of a new outbreak that we need to make our country aware of, or preparedness, like fucking just being prepared for
Mhm.
anything that might be happening. We don't get that anymore. So, in terms that you might understand, if we were not in the World Health Organization back in 2020, we might not have ever known that COVID was a thing. So when everybody just started getting sick and dying, we would have been like, whoa, what is happening? We wouldn't have had all the knowledge that we have to like say we should shut the country down and lock down and stay home. Remember? Yeah, now if that happens, it's going to be a lot different. It's going to be worse. And so again, this can cost people their lives, people of all age, people who are immune compromised. This is going to really hurt scientists in the US because they're not able to get data research from other countries that they need in order to help this country. And it hurts all of the people who had jobs with the World Health Organization from this country because they no longer have a job. So, really just bad all around. And again, we're not shocked. We had all of the proof that this was happening, but it doesn't make it suck any less when it actually happens. Make sure you are, as of right now, up to date on all of your vaccinations, please, and thank you.
California did join the WHO though
Mm-hmm.
after the US exited.
Hell yeah. So
So help us out there, Callie.
do what you got to do. Go to your primary care. I don't care if you have to pay to go when it's not your annual checkup just to go get your vaccinations. You can go to a CVS, a Walgreens. They have most of your vaccinations there. Do what you got to do. Get your records. Know what you have. Get your children vaccinated.
Yeah.
Please. Dear God.
And if you're not about that, then let natural selection play its part.
And shame on you for the people that are allergic to certain vaccines or immunocompromised.
Yeah.
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 We wanted to make a statement on something that also happened this week because we were given a platform and it would not be right for us to not comment on this. But there was a I even hate saying the word influencer because it just seems
Mhm.
ugh, but there is a left-wing influencer named Off Jawagon. He has a very large following, mostly on TikTok, and a lot of people follow him. He makes a lot of content, white man, and he sexually assaulted at least 3 women who have come forward. One is another fellow creator that has bravely come forward and shared her story on TikTok, and I think it goes without saying that we believe women
Yep.
1000%. 1000%. And we also don't hold our party to a different standard. So just because he is what seems to be on our side, meaning he's on the left, does not mean that we don't say anything, we don't comment, we give excuses of MAGA behavior, of the behavior
We don't
of Donald Trump.
we don't do grab 'em by the pussy over here, okay? We actually call them out for that shit.
We don't care who you are, what side you're on. You put your hands on somebody else without their consent, you deserve to rot in jail. Point blank, period.
Alcohol's not a valid excuse.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's not a thing. No.
No, not a valid excuse. Absolutely not. And, you know, I don't care if he put out a statement and his statement to me is just saying I was drunk and if I did something, I'm sorry.
No.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. He should be in jail and we did not follow him. Let's just say that.
Never did.
Never did. Never followed him.
Shame on the dudes who wanna come out afterwards now and say, "Oh, well, I noticed a pattern earlier on. Well, why didn't you say anything?" This is the one situation where I
Mhm,
will say, "Well, why didn't you say anything beforehand? Why didn't you fucking chin check this guy?" So you were so you were complicit then.
mhm. Yeah.
If you've been in rooms with him before and you've seen that he has a problem and that he clearly just goes off the handle and just starts putting his
Trusting,
hands all over women and you didn't say shit? Nah, I have beef
and
with
you're
that.
the first to jump up and make a video saying, "I saw it."
Making it about you? You're not brave.
And if
I'm not
you're
giving you
also
props.
making a video on somebody else's sexual assault and insinuating that you should make money off of that video, you are also a problem, a whole
Scum.
problem. Nobody should be making content on somebody else's sexual assault and making money off of it. There was
Wow.
a woman who felt that she could trust this person off Wagon, thought that this was her friend, and he sexually assaulted her. Nobody knows what she is going through right now. And so you making a video and then asking for people to give you money at the end of the video is disgusting.
Crazy
Disgusting
work.
behavior. We should just be standing behind the victims, and we should definitely be giving all of our support to Mandy, who has come forward very bravely. Stand behind her, and please don't make it about you.
Don't tell us what you would have done if you were there because nobody did anything.
And also, I hate the whole like, I really liked him. I really did. He was one of the good ones. He was a really good guy, and this is just so sad to hear. Such a slap in the face. No, you should say, "That's absolutely disgusting," unfollowed and blocked him, and he should turn himself into
Done.
the police. And Mandy, we stand behind you 1000%. Please let us know
Yep.
what we can do to help you. We're here. But a lot of you are doing the whole trying to make an excuse for him, trying to make money off the situation. Please stop.
Oh, we shouldn't be infighting right now. He's covering what's going on in Minnesota.
Mm,
No,
no.
no.
But Mandy, we stand behind you. The other victims, again, have our full support, and we are so sorry that this happened, and it's very upsetting. And
Mm,
Wagon, I hope that you turn yourself in. You should
shit.
be behind bars.
Eat fucking shit.
Yes.
You know what? Do not comply in advance. You know what? That's got to go to Minnesota. Actually, that's got to go to Minnesota. That's got to go to
Oh,
Minnesota.
yeah.
That's Minnesota gets a do not comply in advance award.
Mhm.
You shut your whole state down, general strike. Yeah, Yeah,
That's how you
and then Philly in second
Mhm,
because Trump tried to remove the slavery exhibit in Philadelphia because that's gonna bring down the cost of eggs, and Philadelphia has sued him immediately, like, the day after, because why are you trying to rewrite history?
mhm, yeah.
You can't.
You're not really making any, like, headway in Philly because you just said that Philly's your next target. So, you already starting off on the wrong foot with Philly. So then you come in and then now you're gonna try to remove the slavery exhibit, and you think that the people of Philly are just gonna be like, "Oh, you wanna send all these ICE agents here and then remove our history? Hmm, we burned down our city because we like it,
'Cause we're happy.
so try it." Like, I'm telling you guys, if they go to Philly, it's gonna be something.
They're there.
If they try to Minnesota level in Philly, I don't know
Okay.
if you guys have seen the celebrations after Eagles games.
They have to tell them to not climb the streetlights
Yeah,
and the poles.
they have
They rip them out of the ground.
please not set cars on fire, so
Okay.
just saying.
And also Republicans running for the House. Good luck in primaries when, you have to answer debate questions about ICE. Oh, I can't wait. Good luck. Good fucking luck.
If you don't think that Devin and I are gonna have a spreadsheet, Devin
Good
loves
fucking
a
luck.
spreadsheet, and he will make a spreadsheet with every single one of the districts, with the
I
candidate
love
and your
hate
answer.
spreadsheets.
And I gave you guys a way to do it in the comments, and a lot of you were silent in the comments. A lot of you didn't come.
Yeah.
You were tagged too. A lot of you were tagged and you didn't come in there
Some
and
of you got tagged. You didn't say the magic words.
say that.
People wanna hear the magic words right now. They wanna hear
Keeping our own files.
abolish ICE.
Trust.
Listen, everybody nobody wants APAC, but now
Gonna be
everyone
the new
wants
APAC
abolish ICE.
question. Now on all your videos, instead of being asked if you're taking APAC money, they're gonna ask if you wanna abolish ICE, and your answer should be yes.
Not defund.
I'm seeing a lot of
Abolish.
fund to put, restrictions.
Training,
Nation to be
no.
more
Body cam,
specific.
no.
Yeah, the body cams, not okay, we can give them body cams, what if they don't wear them? What if they all of a sudden turn it off at the moment they start shooting their guns? It's just come on, guys. No, no.
Give the serial killers body cams.
I need you to go listen
That'll
to
fix it.
Donnie's answer when he was I believe it was on The View or he was on some
Yeah.
talk show and they asked him about if he would be on board with abolishing ICE and he said yes and why. Go listen to that. And then
He said, "Yes, I fully support abolishing."
yeah, your
That's
answers.
so fucking easy.
Mhm, 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 mhm. Okay. Yes, that really did
Why?
happen. Let's get into it, which yeah, let's go. Of course, there's this snowmageddon happening and ice storm, and so Trump's like, "Well, you guys keep saying that's global warming, but we have an ice storm. So I don't know about this global warming." Because apparently in his mind, global warming quite literally in his mind only means warming. It should be really hot. It was
Typical.
global warming. You voted for him, guys.
I
And
hate
then
you.
he said we were dumb and we had to defund the National Weather Service. Okay. 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 Mm.
Way
Hold
to
that
go.
thought because apparently Greenland and Iceland are interchangeable. Same thing. They're both in the Arctic, both have ice, both Iceland.
Iceland.
They're not two separate. Well, because if you ask them to point, take out a globe and point, I don't think they know where it is. But even though they could just go to where the Arctic is and clearly see it, I think they'd still point to Canada, to the French part of Canada.
They
It's that.
definitely point at
Um,
Australia,
full send it to Australia,
all the way over there.
Russia. But if you don't know, Greenland is the bigger one. And then off, there's water. And then there's a smaller body of land. That's Iceland. Separate
What?
things. They're not connected. They don't touch.
What a
No,
concept.
no. Yeah, apparently. But don't worry. If you ask KK Caroline, he did not confuse them. He just There's ice in Greenland, so that's why he gave it the nickname Iceland, coincidentally. MAGA is once again boycotting the Super Bowl.
Again?
Again. They said they were gonna boycott it when they announced that Bad Bunny was performing, and now they're letting you know they're gonna boycott it again, even harder, because Bad Bunny is wearing a dress to honor queer icons, and on top of that, Green Day is also performing, so now they're
And they hate it.
definitely saying they're not gonna watch it.
They're gonna hate watch that shit.
And I'm telling you guys that they're gonna watch it.
They're gonna hate watch Bad Bunny with a hate boner.
While that's happening, I'm gonna refresh Twitter, and they're commenting on it.
Oh my god, does he even speak English?
It's gonna be when I tell you guys, this is gonna be probably one of the best Super Bowl halftime performances. I am not joking. Now on top of that, Green Day performing.
They hate fascists.
Do I think this is the NFL making a statement? No, no, nobody, because no. I think
It might be because it's Jay-Z that's in charge.
it's Jay-Z, but it's not the NFL. The NFL.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, no, not the NFL themselves. Yeah, no, that's Jay-Z.
So I think a lot of people are like, no, that's the NFL, and they're saying they're anti-MAGA. Nobody, no, hate to burst your bubble there, but they obviously are totally fine with Bad Bunny and Green Day performing. I can't wait. I personally
They want views.
love Green Day. I hope they perform the whole American Idiot soundtrack, start to finish. I would love
This is
for
the
you to play the
worst
Streets of Suburbia.
Super Bowl halftime performance ever. I tuned out immediately. They watched the whole thing.
They watched the whole thing, and they were jealous.
They watched the whole thing, and then they were confused. They were confused by their feelings when they saw Bad Bunny in a dress.
They're like, "Why am I in love with him?
Why do I
Why do I have a
angry?
boner? I need more Bud Light. I
And
can't
then they
wait.
punch their
I can't wait." They're gonna punch their fucking wives. Their wives are gonna be throwing ass. They're gonna have a boner, not from throwing ass.
so many
Oh,
Kyles
there's
are gonna fucking catch assault charges. The Super Bowl is the highest event for domestic violence. Ooh, Bad Bunny's gonna fucking have them.
oh, it's gonna be.
Oof.
See, we thought Kendrick was good. I truly believe. I don't know. Kendrick was so good, so I don't know who's gonna be better. But I think that Kendrick last year took the like. It wasn't subtle. It wasn't subtle. All of us understood what he was doing.
People had dissertations
They had dissertations
on it.
on it. But I think Bad Bunny is gonna be in your fucking face.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
Flags, I'm talking dancers, I'm talking guests, like in your face. They can't even go over their head. Like Kendrick, some of them went over their heads. It was this, there's gonna be no denying.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. Love you, Bad Bunny. And last and not least, okay, soon to be dad of 4.
Yuck.
They said, your wife's having a baby. Well, we need you to risk your life and go to Minnesota right now because you need to go there and calm them down.
Go spin this.
Go spin this. Go there and hope you don't get shot. I mean, you think Trump's going there?
Tuh.
He said, my secondhand man can go. Go talk to them. And he said, I got it. I know exactly what to say. I know exactly what to say. Just let me get there.
I always
He
know.
goes there, it says. If we're trying to find a sex offender, tell us where he lives. Why are you interfering when our people are trying to go get sex offenders? You should be telling us where they live.
1600 Pence, DC.
But also on the weekends could be at this place called Mar-a-Lago in West Palm Beach, Florida. But he's actually too sick to play golf now.
He also went to Switzerland this week. He went to
I
Davos.
mean, you can literally track the plane that he gets on.
I think he's your boss.
I think you like sleep down the hall from him.
There's a couple of them too. I think one of them runs that new Department of War.
He probably sleeps in his office, so easy to find. I mean, He thought that was his big one. He said, "I'm gonna
He
say
thought
this and
he
everyone's gonna go." And meanwhile, everyone went, "Oh."
everyone went 1,600.
Everyone went, "That's wild of you to say." Wild of you to say.
We've been trying to tell you. That's why we're trying to get the FC files released. We're trying to tell you, but you guys aren't listening.
I just know that Caroline Levitt was like, "Fuck." All the things you could say, all the things you could fucking say. And he came back and he was like, "See, I brought up the sex
Got him.
they hate the sex offenders, so I threw that
Got
in
him
there.
with that
Don't you
one.
worry." And they were like, "But we are the sex offenders." He's
Totally
like,
got was he
"Forgot you
supposed to say
guys
that?
are. I'm not.
Shit.
You guys are."
I forgot you guys were, like, raping people and killing animals and shit. My
I totally forgot about the
bad.
files because 'cause I'm not in them. Crazy. So sorry. I will
Hey, guys, why are they saying 1,600 Pennsylvania Avenue over and over?
They're like, "How do we spin this on Bill Clinton? How? Bring it back to Bill Clinton." And we're all like, "Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Why haven't you arrested
Yeah.
Clinton?"
Yeah, hold him in contempt. You know, I want him to take the stand,
Yes.
actually.
Actually, bring him in.
I love it.
And he's
I
like,
love
"I'm
when
not
they
going to New
tried to
York
hold him in
either."
con
Guys, it's just
they tried to hold him in contempt, and they thought we were gonna be like, "No,
no,
don't
no,
hold Bill
no, Bill
Clinton in
Clinton.
contempt."
And we're like, "Okay. Fuck you, Bill Clinton."
I saw that and I was like, "Nice, he'll take the stand."
Finally, have to burn all my I love Bill Clinton shirts. All
My gold
0 of
Bill
them in my
Clinton
closet.
my gold Bill Clinton sneakers.
Yeah. And then I'm adding one final one, and this is really only for the people who are on TikTok and are gonna understand it, but literally the worst collaboration ever on planet Earth happened the other day. There's this podcast where these 2 siblings talk to their parents who are, like, mega MAGA, and I mean, they are just the worst. Their dad is just the worst. And they call it the necessary conversation, and the conversation is no longer necessary.
I don't know why that podcast still exists.
I don't know why it exists and why people watch it, but it always comes up on my For You page. And they just collaborated with Hassan Piker. And Hassan Piker is literally in the largest cowboy MAGA hat on this collaboration, trying to flirt with the mom. It's just the worst collaboration I've ever seen. It is literally
Nothing necessary about this, just nothing necessary. Like, not now. Not now, guys.
when I thought in my brain, what is the worst collaboration possible? I that that would exist, but there it is.
I saw it and I scrolled. I was like, "Nah, I don't wanna hear this. I'm good."
Just this is the world we're living in, guys. Please,
Cool, everything's bad. Everything is bad. Everything.
but please tune in because Chat GRC is in full force. And Devin, tell them maybe some other things.
We got more interesting interviews coming. We
Not with
got,
candidates.
yeah, we're talking to some cool people. We're talking to one tomorrow when we drop this.
So tune in for those. Those will be coming, and we're very
We're
excited.
expanding.
We're expanding. We are breaking down barriers
Breaking the motherfucking glass ceiling.
because it is not. It is the candidates are great and they are very very important right now. But there are also some other people that bring a lot of importance to saving this country, and so they should have a spotlight too. Spotlights for
Yes.
everyone. So please
Yeah.
support and subscribe and
Especially since TikTok is doing whatever the fuck it's doing.
yeah, because these people are amazing that we're gonna be interviewing, and they deserve to be heard just as much as we
They
all
need to
do.
be heard. That
That's
part.
that for episode 42.
Catch you on Thursday.
Bye.
Peace.